Well, in the 60s and 70s, there was very much live music. We didn't have YouTube, we didn't have social media. The thing was that there was a live show, you had to be there. Like Jimmie said, when we're playing, it's be there or be square. If you weren't there at that show, you just heard about it. Nobody had a cell phone to show you what it looked like. There was no picture. If you took a picture, you had to take the film down to Walgreens to get it developed and show that one picture to one friend. You had to be at the event, so there's a big premium on being at live events because it was kind of a moment and you wanted to be a part of that moment. Well, we showed the film When Dallas Rocked and it aired on KRA, and I got a lot of calls from people that after that show was on saying, we need to do something. And it was always, we need to do something, but there's nothing specific. And so I just said, well, you know, let's start with the Vaughan brothers, and I went from there. Stevie and Jimmie just lived over here about 2 blocks from here on Glenfield Avenue, and they came over here and played here as kids all the time. And then when they became teenagers, this was the big hangout for high school kids in the 60s. They would make the big circle here and cruise in their cars. And they also had a lot of live music out here. They would set up bands, these rock houses here, and play on Sundays and like that. So this was a big hangout for them growing up in Dallas. There are items budgeted to install artworks in parks, but there's no money to maintain them. And the city has actually removed a piece of artwork out of White Rock Lake because they couldn't maintain it. So we were raising the money to maintain it for another 20 years and kicking a little bit more money on that budget item. Dallas has always had a reputation as a great place to do business, but we don't really respect or salute our creative class. I mean, you know, we buy tickets to their shows, but we don't really commemorate them. And the fact that Stevie Ray Vaughan and Freddie King are both from Dallas and are both in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and there's nothing about them here in the hometown is just crazy to me. We've never really had a reputation of being that, I guess, cool for a better term, but there was really a big heavy music scene here in the 60s and 70s, and those of us who are around remember it, and I guess we're trying to commemorate that too. The problem is once we're gone, those stories will be buried with us. So we don't capture that stuff now, it's going to be gone forever. I think the kids will come by and say, who are they? And somebody will, you know, they can Google it and find out immediately. They can Google it with their phone. But yes, it will spark an interest in them. And 30 years from now, there'll still be kids that are coming looking at that artwork saying, you know, hey, they grew up around here, who are they? And I think it'll just kind of, you know, permanently implant them back in their old neighborhood because this is where they're from. My name is Kirby Warnock. I'm a graduate of Baylor University and have a degree in history from there, and I worked at Buddy magazine for 8 years with the legendary Stony Burns, where I had the good fortune to go see all these bands for free.